Hello everyone, this is Jeff, Whiskey, and Lorena with Back to Country. And yes, it's time to go back to the city.
Yeah, that's always a bummer. Bums me out. But it is a beautiful day, so we'll look at the positive. All right, so it's been another busy week here on the homestead. You know, it was just a lot of busy work. I don't feel like we accomplished tons, but we did get stuff done that we had to get done. First and foremost, we had to fix the RV. I'm sure those of you that have been in the country, and maybe even some in the city that live by wooded areas or fields or whatever, have dealt with mice getting into stuff and tearing it up. Well, we had some type of rodent get into our engine compartment on the RV and chewed up some wires, so we had to get in there and find all the damage and repair it. So that was an adventure. And then we worked on the big scraper. We had to pull the hydraulic motor off again so we can figure out how to rebuild that. I don't know if we're going to have to take it to a machine shop and have it built up and then machine back down, or if we're going to have to, or if we'll be able to find parts. I mean, that machine they were built from like 1965 to 74, somewhere in that range. So it's a pretty old machine. Parts are hard to come by. So we'll see what we can find. That'll take some research, and regardless, one way or another, we'll get it back good, and then it'll be time to sell it, because I think we're done. So if you're new to this channel, my wife and I, Lorena, are building this homestead literally from the dirt up. So for the past several years, we've been moving a ton of dirt, building the big old pad that we're standing on right now, where we're going to build a 50 by 100 shop with living quarters. That'll give us the ability to move out here full time, get out of the city, and sell our house there. And then we'll start to really develop this place into a homestead. It's 100 acres of undeveloped, used to be timberland, and actually it still is technically timberland because we do some timber on it. So but we're going to develop part of it into a homestead and make a go of it out here. Get out of the city and back to country. So anyway, back to what we did this week. Let's see, what else did we do? We worked on the scraper, and then, the bees.
Well, that didn't go too well when he went to do something with them. So, they were chasing them. Chasing him all the way here.
Yeah, if there's a bad day to work the bees or mess with bees, I can always find it. So I went to put an entrance reducer on the bees. It's that time of year where we want to close things down, start prepping for winter. So we reduced the entrance down to about a 1-inch entrance, which bees prefer anyway. And yeah, when I went to do that, they weren't real happy with me even messing with the hive, and man, they swarmed out like crazy and went on attack mode. I just calmly walked away, got on the four-wheeler and rode back over here, but I was only wearing my jacket, not my full suit, and man, I had bees all over my legs and everything. And
they stung him only 3 times,
yeah,
luckily.
I got lucky that only had 3 stings that actually got through my pants. But I don't even know how many stingers in my pants.
Around 10, maybe 10 or so.
At least. There was a bunch of stingers. I think 10 was one leg. But anyway, we've moved past that and put a reducer on this morning, so we're good now. Mm-hmm. And of course, yesterday we had delivery of our telehandler, which is behind us here. And so I know we put out a video before about the other telehandler, and that was just a loaner. This one had some repairs to be done on it, and so we got this thing delivered late last night.
Yes, we were
literally
waiting,
unloading in the dark,
waiting hours and hours
and
for
loading
it.
up the loaner in the dark. That was kind of interesting. I was helping the driver, so I did the loading and unloading, and he ran the tilt trailer. And yeah, that was quite an adventure. Not anything I've done before. But
in the dark.
That's how we learn. And we got her done. And so that's all taken care of. And a lot of things have just been packing up and getting ready to go. It takes quite a bit to break down camp here and get ready to go. We lock everything up and secure everything so that, you know, nobody's tempted to come in and steal stuff, really. Since we have had at least our gates stolen before, we don't want to provide any more temptation for anything else. So we spend a lot of time just securing everything, putting stuff away, breaking down camp, and getting ready to roll out. And of course, this time was repairing things. Repaired the truck last week, the RV this week. Just been lots of stuff going on. So
little stuff.
Yeah. But today's a special day. Everybody wish Lorena a happy birthday. It's her birthday. Woo, woo.
No more birthdays. It's on birthday.
Anyway, she's going to spend her birthday driving 7 or 8 hours back to San Antonio. So we'll make it up to her tomorrow or next week. We'll hit a restaurant and have some fun. Anyway, so let's take a look at this telehandler real quick. So the other telehandler that we had was a Skylander.
Lander?
Sky.
It was
Skytrack.
Skytrack. Skylander.
It was a Skytrack.
Something Sky.
I think 1044, 1042. Anyway, it had a 42-foot reach on it, and it would lift up to 10,000 pounds. This machine here is a 1044C 54, which means it has a 54-foot reach on it. It's a Lull made by JLG, which is a pretty reputable company for this thing. They replaced the head gasket on the engine. Apparently, according to the mechanic, he said it had been worked on before, and it looked like whoever the mechanic was that did it dropped the gasket and dented the gasket. Those gaskets are kind of can be like a metal foil, and anyway, they dented the gasket, and that's why they think it leaked or failed. So anyway, they put a new head gasket on it. It starts right up and runs well. That loaner, you had to crank that thing a bit to get it started. This thing just cranks right up. So happy about that. Runs real good. Everything seems to function. These tires are in a little bit better condition than the tires were on the other one. Overall, it seems to be a pretty good machine. I tested it out a little bit just to make sure everything functioned, and it seemed to work good. These forks appear to be in better condition than the forks on the other one. We got some bends up top, but that doesn't really matter. The other one had an actual bent fork. One fork was lower than the other, so I always had to tilt the machine to line up my forks to get it right. Let's see, the parking brake, he said, doesn't work on this one, so we'll look into fixing that one. So usually whenever I buy one of these machines, any kind of machine, the first thing I do is go out and get the manual, and you know, with the repair manual, then I can go through it and figure out how things work and fix whatever doesn't seem to be working. So this will be no different. I'll go out, find the repair manuals on it and everything, and we'll figure out anything that's wrong with it, and we'll fix it. And so by the time we're done going through this machine, you know, using it for a while, I will have identified any issues and tried to fix all of them, and hopefully whenever we're done with this machine and we go to turn it over and sell it to somebody else, we'll be selling a machine that's, you know, 100%, and maybe we can even break even on it, which is usually the goal. We try to buy old used machines that are maybe a little bit broken, a little bit beat up, whatever, and then we fix them. And so we sell them in better condition than when we find them. So I kind of learned that in the military. That was an old saying that we had when you went to a unit and took over leadership of that unit. The goal was always to leave it better than you found it. And so I try to carry that into my life as well, and whatever I get a hold of, I try to improve it so that when somebody else gets it, they get it better than what I got. And of course, on a business model, that's a good way to at least break even, which is what we try to do here. It's beautiful this morning. So today we're here at the RV working on one of the worst forms of oxidation you can have, commonly referred to as ratatosis.
That means Ratatouille was here?
Yeah, so this right here is a fuel injector plug. And this is the wires that a mouse or rat or some type of rodent have completely chewed through. As we dig in deeper and get down into the engine compartment here we've got a vacuum line that's chewed in half. Here's the other end of it, and here's the line with looks like another sensor or something. That wire's chewed. Here's where the fuel injector was chewed off. Here's another fuel injector line, completely chewed off. So yeah, we've got to get in there. Of course, there's not a lot of space, and see if we can't expose all these wires so we can repair them. Fun. Yeah. And here once again we are working on the scraper, removing the hydraulic motor which runs the elevator chain. Always lots of fun, but it's got to be done. We got to get her fixed. as always, folks, we really appreciate you stopping by the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.
God bless you. Goodbye. Adios, amigos.
We'll see you on the next one.